Okay, we are at 3 minutes past the hour. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. Thanks for those who are joining today. Probably a small group, but may have a few more trickle in. John Des Jardins here. I am CTO here at Hazelcast and also run solutions and developer relations here. And really just here today to talk about some of the things that we have going on and just have an open discussion. So this is going to be an ongoing office hours that we'll be doing monthly um, to just update the community on what's new. And probably the most exciting new thing is Hazelcast Viridian. And so Hazelcast Viridian has been announced and is going live here in a matter of days. Hopefully you guys have signed up. If you have not, go to hazelcast.com and you can find a link to sign up for the early access to Hazelcast Viridian serverless cloud. What it is really the next generation of our cloud offering, our managed service that allows you to really quickly get servers up and running. So for people who've wanted to try Hazelcast, wanted to go and figure out how to kind of use the different capabilities and APIs, you now have a way to very quickly spin up a free cluster. You can put in quite a bit of data. I think over a gigabyte is in the free forever tier of Viridian. So you can get started, go do a development project, whether you want to prototype or whether you actually want to continue using it, through your dev and test process. And then, when you get ready to want to do, something larger scale, then of course, you can convert over to the paid level of the managed service with us. And so we're excited about this next step in the journey. We're really revamping the user experience and other things. But there'll be some, other webinars and discussions that really go into and demo those things more over time. We've already had some coverage on this. So really just want to kind of highlight that that's something we're really excited about today. Another big thing that we do have coming up is that we have the 5.2 release coming up, and there's some great stuff in 5.2. We're expanding our capabilities in the areas of SQL and storage. So we're enhancing the streaming SQL. We are also enhancing the ability to do stream-to-stream joins, is being introduced to enhance our streaming capabilities more broadly. And that can be accessed either using SQL or our Java APIs. So what does that mean? It means that you can now take data in motion, continuously changing events, and unify those with additional contextual data, or join multiple event streams together and then enrich those further with additional contextual or historical data that you may hold in Hazelcast within our map data structure, our key value data structure. So now you can basically, treat us like a really fast database that's unified with a really fast streaming engine, and allow you to kind of think about things like, for example, arriving events such as a stock trade or a payment, and now you want to make a decision or understand that in context and determine whether you should, change how you're trading stocks, or assess that payment, whether or not there might be fraud, or and look at the history of other payments a particular customer may have done to better inform that fraud detection. All of this is real time, so very consistent performance that we're known for. And other interesting use cases are in IoT. Got a lot of customers who do run us in decentralized kind of facilities like warehouses, manufacturing plants, and other places where you want to place Hazelcast close to where the data is created and be able to make very real-time decisions, such as, how do we move boxes around a warehouse in order to support that kind of dynamic of same-day delivery. So yes, the streaming sequel is something that I'm very excited about, and where I'm hoping that will really open up our streaming capabilities to a much broader community of users, and people who can use Hazelcast with many different languages. So you could potentially also be interacting with Hazelcast with our our C# or .NET client or our Python client, but then expressing the pipeline logic in SQL. So it really opens up a much broader set of users. We're also beginning to work on enhancing our low-code connector capabilities to make that easier and easier for you to connect to, things like Kafka and databases to pull that data in and work with it. Some other things that we've got going on is we are starting to ramp up our user groups, and so we'll be, starting to do a lot more meetups and in-person events. We're also got a lot more, participation in a lot of the bigger in-person events coming up. For example, KubeCon in the U.S. and Current, and I'll actually be at Current. What people used to call the Kafka Summit. And we're excited about that coming up. And we've got other like big data events going on in other parts of the world, like London and Singapore. And so you'll see a lot more of us, and hopefully we're going to see a lot more of you soon. So those are some of the kind of quick updates on some things that are new in Hazelcast or coming down the pike. Another thing that we're ramping up is our participation in working with open source ecosystem partners and community organizations. One example of that is the FinTech Open Source Foundation, which is a subset of the Linux Foundation and focused on open source projects used in banking and FinTech. And, so we're working with them on a number of projects, such as the FinOS Perspective Visualization Project, which really makes real-time streaming visualizations very easy. And that allows you to then tap into the power of the data that's flowing through Hazelcast and expose that to, your end business stakeholders. We're also looking at some of their other projects like Morpher and seeing how we can work with the Morpher project. And we're very excited about that work. And then we're also working with partners who are also in the open source community, such as the Fujay Foundation, Friends of Open Source Java and Java community that's there. And also Azul, who is a big sponsor of open Java and open source in the Java ecosystem. So we're very excited about some of the things we're doing there, and the JConf conference that we have coming up in September, where we'll be doing some talks and participating in the Fujay Day. So a lot going on. We're going to be having a really busy fall and getting out around the world to meet our customers and open source users. And so we're very excited about that. And then we're working on having some ramped up virtual community events that we're going to hopefully tee up here by the end of the year, and then hopefully start to get even more in-person events in the coming 2023. So those are just a few kind of updates, but if you guys have any questions around Hazelcast, what you guys are doing, we'd love to hear sort of more on that. Go ahead and you can put those into the chat. Would be the easiest option, and we can kind of field those. Anything you're kind of curious to get more details on, feel free to go ahead and share that. Right. Well, I'm not seeing anything yet coming through in the chat. So I guess, I'll kind of update you guys on a couple of other topics while I'm on. We are also ramping up some of our work in the area of machine learning. And so we're getting ready to roll out some more sample applications in this area. We've got one focused on smart healthcare, looking at key metrics for patients that have been defined, as a part of the news framework in the UK as really key metrics to kind of understand sort of early warning signals across, I think, about 8 different patient metrics. And we're also working on another demo that is really just showing movie recommendations. A lot of people in media and similar industries, are looking to build better and faster recommendations engines, ones that can scale, and our ability to scale to over 1 billion events per second, combined with our ability to execute machine learning and handle low latency data queries so that you can build a rich data pipeline and feed that to your machine learning. So the recommendations, one will be another nice example for people interested in any kind of personalization in real time. We've actually done one last year that we did around the click streams and analyzing click streams to understand propensity to buy. So we're going to start probably doing a lot more ML related Twitch talks, as well as talking at user groups and events coming up. I know, Fawaz has, been talking about that in some of the previous sessions, and Neil. So, we expect there to be more to come. Actually, another topic is we are hiring across engineering, across the field, and also in my org. I have a head count for someone focused on machine learning and data science. And so that post should be out by tomorrow. So Hazelcast is growing, and we are hiring in engineering. We're hiring in technical roles for the field, working with our customers. Sales, marketing, I think almost every part of the company has got open headcounts, product management. So please, go to our career site if you're, looking to come join a fast growing, young company and, get to work with very cutting edge performance, high performance technologies and work with a lot of big companies. Just yesterday, I met with a large company that provides some solutions related to kind of logistics. And I won't go into too much details, but really it was a fascinating real-time use case. You just think about ability to get stuff showing up at your door, the same day, and where is the technology that enables that? And there's a huge amount of innovation going on in that space. So a lot of exciting use cases that we're working on, and hopefully also be getting more of our customers to start doing some of these Twitch talks and talking about their use cases, taking questions from our users. So, look forward to more of that. All right. Well, I'm going to just pause one more time to see if there are any questions. And if not, we'll probably wrap up the broadcast for this week. Hoping we're going to get more, participation, but these recordings will be out there as well. We'll start to get those posted, should be out on our YouTube at some point. And, so people will also be able to look at these offline, although really, I think the power of Twitch is the ability to kind of interact and hear questions from people and be able to field them, in real time. So hopefully we'll get more of that kind of Q&A going in the next week's session. Tune in next week. We'll probably also start to have more broadcasts on different days and some different times as we ramp up further our work on Twitch. So I think with that, I'm going to thank everyone who was able to join today, or anybody who was able to watch this offline if you are watching later. and we're excited to have you a part of our community.